What's the most intense moment I've had training with the Cerro Longo team? I would say the most intense moment I've had training with the team is the puke drill, which is 30 seconds of hard pad work and then 30 seconds of hard wrestling. So doing that with Aljo and Marab, the hard wrestling rounds, the pace they push and the intensity they come at and the skills they bring in it while I'm exhausted in the middle of the Shark Tank, I would say that's definitely the most intense. From going and cracking the pads into hard wrestling with Marab or Aljo, and they're pushing me and I'm pushing them, and we're going at the most intense pace possible. It's definitely the most grueling sessions we have in the gym. One item in my wardrobe that I cannot live without would have to be my Rolex. I bought this myself before I even got to the UFC. It was just always something like a milestone for me since I was a kid. You know, I would see successful people with the Rolex, and I think it's a respectable piece. The one I got is the Wimbledon two-tone rose gold 41 millimeter. I just always loved this piece. I thought it was a classy gentleman type of watch, and it's a conversation starter. When I go into a room and I see another person with a Rolex, or someone sees me with the Rolex who's also into them, it starts up a conversation and getting to know other people who are into this type of thing. So this is one piece that I cannot live without. I really love this watch. I would not sell it for all the money in the world. It's my first Rolex, and I'm super grateful for it. It's just something I always wanted to have and strive for. What is my dream car? So I've always, since a kid, loved a white Rolls Royce. Just something about it is just sleek, it's luxurious, it's class, it's not too sporty, it's not too like young, it's classy, it's gentleman-like. Ever since I was a kid, I always loved that car for whatever reason. I just think it's the epitome of luxury and gentleman type of demeanor, and just really just class. So that's really always been my dream car. If I sat down with Dana for coffee, with Dana White, what would I ask him? I would ask him, what is his thought process like with every circumstance he comes across? What is his viewpoint? How does he approach everything? He is a mastermind. The sport would not be where it is without him. He's a pioneer in MMA and in business, an insane business deal. He turned the UFC from a bankrupt company basically to a $7 billion company in about 20 years. That's one of the greatest deals I've ever heard in business. And I would just love to know how he approaches situations where problems arise, what goes on in his head, and what was the turning point for him where he went from a young, hungry entrepreneur and visionary to accomplishing what he wanted to accomplish and doing what he wanted to do, and where he realized was the turning point for him and doing what he had in his head, like making the imaginable, what he imagined in his head, into the tangible in real life. So I would love to hear his viewpoints on that. So who did you dream of becoming when you were a kid, and why did you not follow that path? So I always loved Goku. That's really that was always my childhood figure. And obviously we can't go Super Saiyan, but on that note, he is a martial artist and he loves to fight and he loves to compete and test himself and push himself. So that kind of is something I look at myself as like almost a real life Goku. Of course, you know, he's the greatest ever, but I took lessons from that, and that's kind of when I do train sometimes, or like before training, or when I'm tired, I'll literally go back and watch videos of Dragon Ball Z, of Goku turning Super Saiyan or something, or pushing through his limits and going and winning a battle, or doing something magnificent. So that's really what I've been always, since a kid, aspired to be like. So who did you dream of becoming when you were a kid, and why did you not follow that path? So I always loved Goku. That's really that was always my childhood figure. And obviously we can't go Super Saiyan, but on that note, he is a martial artist and he loves to fight and he loves to compete and test himself and push himself. So that kind of is something I look at myself as is like almost a real life Goku. Of course, you know, he's the greatest ever, but I took lessons from that, and that's kind of when I do train sometimes, or like before training, or when I'm tired, I'll literally go back and watch videos of Dragon Ball Z, of Goku turning Super Saiyan or something, or pushing through his limits and going and winning a battle, or doing something magnificent. So that's really what I've been always since a kid aspired to be like. Is there a hobby or skill outside of MMA that I'm passionate about? I really love to read and learn. I believe that we should never stop learning and educating ourselves and opening up our brain and our way of thinking. So really, I love to read. I love to listen to podcasts and listen to people's point of views and just understand different perspectives. And also along with that, I love traveling so that I could firsthand experience different cultures and different lifestyles and the way people live and the way they think and where they come from. So what drives my motivation and how do I keep that hunger alive? I would say my true motivation is just my potential and seeing how good I can be if I really commit myself 100%. And what fuels that is just knowing if I take a day off, or if I get lazy, or if I slack off, then I'm really doing a disservice to myself and not reaching my full potential and not accomplishing what I believe I can. So just the thought of, from a creative standpoint, just being able to take that little movie that we have inside of our heads of ourselves and making it a reality with our own hard work and with our drive, that's really what fuels me and keeps me going, because motivation dies out, but discipline is what really is the main factor. So just my belief in myself and my potential is my motivation, and what I believe in myself and how far I can take it, I think that's what is my main driving force. If I wasn't fighting professionally, what career do I think I would have pursued? I've always loved, and I still love it, I think I'll do it actually after my fighting career is finished, like investing in real estate, construction. I just love the idea of building something and admiring your work after, building a place for people to live, and just artistry. It's just art, and you can create it and it'll last a long time, and you can, like I said, you can admire it. So I've always loved that. I think it's lucrative, and I know a lot of people that do it, so it's something I've always been into since I was a kid. And I actually wanted to do that first, but then I found my passion in fighting professionally. So I think after that, with the money I make from fighting, I will transition into construction and real estate and running a business with that. What is a book or movie that has left a lasting impact on me, and why? Truthfully, I would say the Bible, because any problem or any thought, any question, any circumstance in life that we face, the Bible has an answer for it, and it has I believe the most perfect answer, which is really love and doing everything with a pure heart and loving one another. So I think just going through life and every relationship, every experience with that, whether it be good or bad, I believe it just gives a meaningful answer to everything that we come across in life. So with anything that happens, I always look to the Bible, I always look to Jesus. How would he handle it? How would he respond to something? How would he approach it? And it's helped me navigate through life, and I think a lot of people could appreciate that. What is one piece of advice I would give to someone who's struggling to find their path in life? I would say first start off doing some soul searching, see who you are deep down inside, what you love to do, what makes you happy, what gives you fulfillment, and just follow that whichever way it is, whether it's on a big scale, whether it's on a smaller scale. We all have to start out somewhere. So, and I know in the beginning, whatever path we decide to take, it may seem overwhelming, but I believe, you know, like the work teaches you itself. We have a saying in Albanian, "Nisan puna vet." So I think just go forward, find, like I said, find what you love to do, find what gives you passion, what gives you fulfillment, and just go after that, and then the money will come later. So, but I think more than anything, it's about what makes you happy inside, and when you go to sleep at night, you feel like you did something good. So what better way than to follow your passion? and whatever that may be, whether it's something in arts or it's in construction, whether it's in sports, whether it's in academics, setting these goals and going after them and accomplishing them, I think, and especially when they help other people, I think there's no greater thing than it for personal growth and for well-being. What is a hobby or interest of mine that people would not expect? So when I was in high school, I learned how to play the violin in music class, and I loved it so much. I picked it up really well. I was playing can-can. I don't even know who it's from, but I was playing can-can on the violin, and I loved it. So I was literally thinking recently about getting a violin again and reteaching myself and just getting the muscle memory back down and playing it more and more. So that is definitely something I think a lot of people would not expect about me. What's a guilty pleasure purchase that I don't regret? So this isn't much of a purchase, but it does cost me a lot of money, is my cat, Midnight. I have two cats actually, but especially this one because we had rescued him. Someone had found him in the mechanic shop. They didn't know what to do with him, so I took him in with my fiance, and I love him so much. He's my little tiger, I call him. He's my little Black Panther. He's a black cat. You know, he's very troublesome. He's hyper, but he's super affectionate. And I really look forward to going home after hard days of training, hard sessions. You know, maybe the session didn't go great or whatever, just maybe I'm just beat up. I always look forward to going home and cuddling with my little tiger. So his name is Midnight. He breaks a lot of things. He throws up when he eats too fast on like the rug or the carpet, and I have to throw it out and get a new one, or get it professionally cleaned or something, whatever the case may be. He rips things apart, but he's a little sweetheart, and I'll never regret that. What are my top 3 goals for 2025? So first off, I would like to fight 3 times this upcoming year. Get 3 bonuses, performance of the nights, get 3 finishes. That's one goal. Second goal is break into the top 15 or get ranked as top 15. And then my third goal would be to start planning my wedding. I would like to get married possibly summer 2026, God willing, and have that planned. So those are my top 3 goals. 3 fights, 3 finishes, 3 bonuses, get ranked or break into the top 15, and then plan my wedding for next summer.